So we are now growing, we are now getting out of our cocoon, and we will save this world from going down in the wrong direction. In the direction of consumerism, over hypersexualization, and lethargy. We are showing that there's another path for humanity. We will be role models, and people will orient towards us. Streak Day 24. In 2026, we, the chosen one, 144,000 retainers, are rising. The 144,000, according to the revelations, are the ones that come in the end times to save the planet. And it is never anywhere said that these are explicitly the retainers, but it seems so because we are harnessing all the energy and we are developing skills beyond what is average, beyond what normal humans can produce. And it is said that the end times are about to kick in and the years of tribulation are approaching. And there's a very reasonable timeline that by 2032 everything has to play out. I mean, look around. Sacrifice rituals are getting apparent, UFO disclosure is happening, they want to establish 15-minute cities, and the digital money mark of the beast system. So here we are coming to save humanity. And 2025 was a year when we had finally enough. We noticed we cannot continue the way we did before. You lived already for quite a while and you tried to fit into the system, but you couldn't. You discovered semen retention and you tried. You failed, you tried again, and you got better and better. You got glimpses of success, you got successful streaks, but now in 2026 it's time. We're now getting into our full energy. There's a change coming for us. We are now able to master ourselves, finally reach full mastery and stay on streaks forever, or at least for long. Long streaks are now palpable for us. We are changed. We're now getting into our energies according to Chinese astrology. We are getting into our Hen. This is our intuitive intelligence. We get more intuition, unconventional thinking, depth, and insights that can be barely put into words because they are surpassing normal logic that can be explained through wording alone. We get a deeper interest into psychology, philosophy, and spirituality. This is when we grow finally out of the cocoon state. We had a non-linear growth with ups and downs, streaks and relapses, but now we are finally there. We get into our gozai. It means we are able to finally get things done, to push through. We're getting independent. We have finally the bravery to step out and show who we really are. Finally, we are able to make our own thing and realize what this thing is. For some, it is, for example, having their own YouTube channel, making content, or writing a book, or whatever it is that is your personal endeavor. This is the year you're finally starting to strive and get out of the hamster wheel of the mainstream. And also we're now reaching our Teo. This is the power that over time comes. First it was not visible in our life, but with time we got very powerful and very independent. And this is the state that we are now more and more vibrating in. So 2025 was the year where we finally saw something needs to change and it was sprouting. 2026, it already started. It's already going on. It's where we are finally really showing what we are capable of. And then it will continue. While in our previous years, we were searching for answers, searching for who we are. Now in this year, it's the year of the fire horse. We're really starting to get activated because of all the energies that are very conducive to that. We're getting visible. Next year, it will be a period of integration and a reality check-in, a refinement process, so to speak. Then in 2028, we are choosing, again, movement and adjusting our direction. In 2029 comes friction, which propels us further into growth. In 2030, because of all the momentum that we have built, we will get into a complete turning point. 2031, we go very deep and we reach inner transformation. And then 2032 will be the power year. We are completely reaping our benefits. And then everything later, 2033, is already the stabilization of that new level. So see, it aligns very well with the 2032 timeline of the end times. So we are now growing, we are now getting out of our cocoon, and we will save this world from going down in the wrong direction. In the direction of consumerism, over hypersexualization, and lethargy. We are showing that there's another path for humanity. We will be role models, and people will orient towards us. We will raise the vibration and frequency, and people will flock to us, and they will perceive us as change makers and influencers, and they will take a positive example from us and also change accordingly. Not everyone will make it, but we will take many people onto the right path with us. You have to understand that this entire world is energetical. You perceive everything only through your two eyes, through your own avatar. You have one glimpse of the totality of what God is seeing. You can only see that one glimpse that goes through your own eyes, and you perceive it like a 2D screen. It's like you're watching a screen, and this is through what you are seeing the entire world. But the higher you go, the more you start to pick up on subtle science. You can read energies more. You're basically evolving past the 2D screen. And you start to connect more and more with the 3D reality of how God sees everything. You know, you go from the screen perspective to an immersive video game perspective. You understand that God is emanated in the totality of all objects and not limited to your own perspective, and that you are that God, even though you can see only through your own avatar in this given moment. But you connect to the higher force, to the all encompassing force that sees everything. Everyone is doing that. Everyone is reading energy. If you see a high vibrating person, you directly get an intuitive hit that something is different. You directly feel that aura emanating. And this is how people start perceiving you as well when you are on the streak. It is totally real. Just yesterday I was on my streak day 23. I was in the park and I picked up a flower. There were many flowers, and the bee was getting onto the flowers and collecting the pollen. And then I reached out with the flower in my hand, wanting the bee to also go on my flower. It came close, but I got a sudden small fear reaction because I thought, what if it will sting me? Directly, intuitively, in that moment, the bee picked up on my fear reaction in my chakra and flew away again. I gave it a second try. This time I wasn't fearful anymore. The bee came, first again hesitant, but then it indeed landed on my flower and was taking the pollen. This is the difference that I'm talking about. You get more and more energetically aligned, and everyone picks up on that. And this is why you have more influence and people listen more to your opinion and trust you more. And you can change the world together with fellow retainers. You get more optimistical thinking patterns. You start to see more and more opportunities in everything. You get all the time micro events happen that are of a positive nature, be it generally because the universe gives you something or because people come to you and give you a positive interaction. You pick up on all of these, they make you more optimistic, and you understand that the world is opening up to you, and suddenly more and more possibilities are possible, and this is why you get in more and more into an abundant mindset, and this is what makes you transform and perceive solutions to any given problem. You don't perceive problems as problems anymore because you get more and more vibrating on the frequency of abundance, and so your problems are dissolving when you go on streaks. And the change is real. Evolution is going on. Just recently I was watching a documentation about the past history of planet Earth. It was like 5 times throughout the evolution on this planet that God, nature, or the universe, however you want to call it, completely destroyed the earth. He was eradicating 80 to 90% of any life on earth every given time. And every time the life on earth again was rebuilding and evolving. So first we had fish, later reptiles, then dinosaurs, then they died off by one of those eradicating events, one of those five ones. And so came mammals and birds as the ancestors of dinosaurs, and it got more and more refined, from the cold heartless lizards who just want to eat, and they would eat their own children. We got later mammals that are much more social and feeding and keeping care of their children longer, and they are not pushing them away after a certain period of time. And then we got into humans. So I see totally evolution that seems like it's intended to be positive, and it's like God wants to express himself. Flowers are growing, birds are chirping, and this is such a beautiful thing. Beautiful landscapes were built over time by evolution. And we humans, we really enjoy seeing birds, listening to birds, seeing the flowers, smelling them, even though the evolution did not design them for us. Flowers were designed to be the way they are so that the bees pick up on them and collect the pollen. Yet it seems as if God made them explicitly for us to enjoy the beauty of them. You know what I mean? So it feels like God is trying to express himself through the process of evolution. And then came humans, the next big step in evolution. Of course, we created beautiful things: poetry, art, music. But look what we are doing. As we evolved further and further, we developed stuff like corn. More and more, humanity looks like a dystopia. We have huge cities with air pollution, drug abuse, prostitution, and now we are facing extinction and mass slavery through the digital beast system. And the only thing that can change that is another next evolutionary jump into 5D higher consciousness through retention. And we are the pioneers of this movement, leading to a more aligned society, getting away from hypersexualization and more towards unity consciousness, where we will feel each other's feelings in a kind of telepathical manner, where we will try to be positive to each other instead of hurting each other, pay attention more to each other and being more aligned, because we're not suppressing our emotions through dopamine any longer. This is where we are heading. We are the change. We are the future. An ecstatic future that we normally suppress because we put our ecstasy into consuming content that we should not.